Hi, welcome to the Zuri UI/UX Design Curriculum Walkthrough. I'm Damilola Emmanuel and I'll be the one taking you through this session. Before we proceed, there's something I need you to understand. Um, you're probably watching this video right now because you have signed up for the UI/UX track or you're intending to sign up for the track. And for some people, they already have an idea of what design is, how design goes, while others might be complete beginners. But before we proceed to talking about exactly what we're going to be learning, I like us to understand one fact that design is everything and everything is design. So from the applications that you use to the phone you actually use those applications on, to the TV that you watch every day, to the shoes that you wear, the clothes that you wear, um, the hairstyles that you make, everything is actually designed. Everything was thought about, everything was mapped out, everything was planned. And you have favorites today because some people somewhere did their homework very well. Some people somewhere did their assignments properly. So I want you to go into this next few minutes with that at the back of your mind that design is important, design is all around us, and design can be so much more. Okay, before we proceed, my name is Damilola Emmanuel, like I said, and a product designer and webflow developer with over 5 years of professional experience. So, without further ado, we'll be moving directly into what you're going to be learning in the design track for the upcoming course. The first thing is going to be introduction to Figma, where you will learn how to use Figma, how to understand the tools, how to understand um, plugins, and how to work with them. So basically, we're starting with an introduction to Figma because that's the major tool that we're going to be working with, and you need to be able to navigate around it, know your way around it if you're going to be an excellent designer. And then we're going to move on to intro to design. This is where we talk about, what UX is, what UI is, the similarities and differences between the both. Because, contrary to popular beliefs, they have similarities and they also have differences. And we're also going to talk about what UI and UX designers do. Then we're going to move on to talking about laws of UX, where we talk about the importance of these laws and how to apply them in everyday situations. So you might have heard people talking about Hoff's law, X law, and the likes of them, and you might be wondering, oh, what do these laws mean? How do I apply them? You have nothing to worry about. We are going to cover everything in this section of the training. Then we're going to move on to talk about the psychology of color. You'll be learning about why colors matter. As you understand the use of colors. You understand the 60-30-10 rule. You understand how to apply that particular rule in your design. You're basically going to understand the psychology of color and color theory. Right. And this is important because sometimes you see some designs and you're wondering, oh, why are these colors used this way? And then you see some other designs and you're like, oh, the color used here is superb. It's perfect. The difference between the design that you like and you think is great and the one you don't like is dependent on how the designer utilized his colors, that he utilizes his design rules and design elements. Then we're also going to be talking about typography in UI UX. Basically, what typography is, why it's important, the roles that typography plays, the elements of typography, and understanding the basic differences between the types. Right, so you know when to use script fonts that looks cursive and font. You know when to use serious facing font. You know when to use bold fonts and thin ones, and so on and so forth. Then we're going to talk about design thinking. So, what design thinking is, phases of design thinking, and how to apply design thinking in your problems in order to generate appropriate results. We're going to be talking about user research and common UX deliverables. We're going to be covering what qualitative user research is. We're going to be talking about how to run usability tests and so on and so forth. Then we're also going to be talking about interaction design. So for people that want to design interactions, what happens when I click this button? We're going to be covering all that. We're going to be covering accessibility in UX design, basically the difference between accessibility and usability and practical guidelines. We are going to be talking about prototyping and mockups. We're going to be talking about UX case studies. We are going to be talking about a couple of other things like the roles that you can land as a designer and so on and so forth. So yeah, we look forward to having you on the program soon. Thank you for your time. Bye.